What would you do if you came face to face with death and survived to tell the tale? What some people have experienced at such critical moments is beyond logical explanation. There are people who, in near-death experiences, came back with messages that defy reason and revelations that could change our perception of life and what comes after. Get ready, because these 5 shocking accounts of those who found themselves on the brink of death will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. Colton Burpo, the boy who saw heaven. At just 4 years old, Colton Burpo underwent emergency surgery. During the procedure, his parents feared the worst. But when Colton awoke, he began to recount details of a jaw-dropping trip he claimed to have visited heaven. There, he met his sister, who had died before he was born, and also saw his deceased grandfather, whom he had never met in life. But what really amazed everyone was his encounter with Jesus Christ, who showed him a love so pure that Colton could not describe it in words. How could such a young child know such intimate details of family members he had never met? Howard Storm, an encounter with light. Howard Storm, a convinced atheist and art teacher, had a near-death experience that changed him forever. During an operation, Howard felt his soul separate from his body. He was pulled by dark beings into a place he described as terrifying. But just when he thought all was lost, a luminous figure appeared before him. Howard, who later identified this figure as Jesus Christ, received a message that would transform his life. He was to abandon selfishness and learn to love.
When I had my conversion by being rescued by Jesus and spending a considerable amount of time with him in 1985, he filled me with a totally new understanding of why I was in this world, why I was born. He gave me such peace, love, and hope, knowing that I was a child of God and that I was here for a reason. And that reason was, to put it simply, to receive the love of God and reciprocate that love of God. And one of the best ways that I could love God and reciprocate that love was to share that love with my brothers and sisters.
Howard came back to life with a new mission, to become an advocate for unconditional love. What happened in that moment of darkness that led to such a profound revelation? Anita Moorjani, healing through self-love. Anita Moorjani was in the terminal stages of cancer. With her body completely weakened, she found herself in a state between life and death. But instead of fear, Anita felt absolute peace. There, in what she described as a space of light and energy, she received a clear message: self-love was the key to her healing. Anita returned to life convinced that fear and lack of self-love had caused her illness. And most amazingly, after this experience, her cancer began to disappear, until finally she was completely cured. Could the power of self-love have saved her life? Dr. Eben Alexander, the neurosurgeon who defied science. Dr. Eben Alexander, a neurosurgeon who had always been skeptical about life after death, had an experience that challenged everything he believed. During a coma induced by meningitis, his brain stopped working, or so the doctors believed. But Eben traveled to a place full of colors and sensations he had never experienced before. There, a female figure gave him a key message: love is the essence of the universe. Upon awakening, Dr. Alexander abandoned his skepticism and wrote about his experience, affirming that there is much more beyond what science can explain. Mary Neal, a second chance with purpose. Mary Neal, an orthopedic surgeon, suffered a kayaking accident that caused her to be submerged underwater for several minutes. While her colleagues tried to save her, Mary experienced something that would change her life, a near-death experience where she was greeted by luminous beings who told her it was not her time yet. They gave her a clear message: she had an unfinished mission on Earth. Upon awakening, Mary not only survived the accident, but returned with a new outlook on life and a deep desire to help others find their purpose. These people not only came back from the dead, they came back with messages that seemed to have been revealed from an unknown plane. Are these experiences proof that there is something beyond life? Leave us your comments, like, subscribe and turn on the bell to discover more hidden truths. And remember that the truth is always beyond what we can see.